Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Super Mario World on Rocket Rabbit Commentaries, and in this episode we'll be entering Larry's Castle. Well, honestly, I'm not entirely sure if I would qualify this as the hardest castle in the game, but this is the hardest section of any of the castles in the game. Yeah, as annotation Gerdat mentions, I hate the snake block section. Mostly not because of the snake block section itself, to be perfectly honest. The snake block section itself is not as bad as I make it out to be. It's more or less testing, hey, have you dealt with this obstacle before? And we're going to expand on how you have dealt with it before. I dislike the snake block section specifically because in order to get the checkpoint in this level, you have to very specifically follow the snake block section in a method that doesn't actually make sense for the player to do. I do believe that I show off us getting the checkpoint in this part. So
a checkpopoint would be most welcome.
Yes, because I will say that although I dislike this section is not actually the hardest part of this castle. This is one of the hardest segments of any of the Koopaling castles, but it is not the hardest part of this castle.
Well, you're gonna want a fresh sense of sanity going into the next one if that was just the primer. God damn. Oh,
welcome to the actual hardest part in the entire fucking game. Clearing Larry's castle very specifically, and yes, there was a smash cut there. Behold, I lost a full 9 fucking lives just getting to this jump cut spot. Ugh.
So if I've been counting correctly, you've lost 14 lives just attempting Larry's castle so far.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, and again, most of those lives, well, actually, all of those lives up to this point specifically have been without the checkpoint, because the checkpoint requires that you effectively know where it is going beforehand, or do a very stupid experiment.
Oh, I was pretty sure that was going to be it.
I will say, Cloud, that we spend half of this part going through Larry's castle.
That's okay.
I am of two minds on Larry's Castle, to be perfectly honest. Larry's Castle, being as difficult as it is a problem for me because, I'm not actually all that good at the game with the controls being this slippery. At the same point, with the exception of Special World, this being one of the more difficult areas of the game and testing out all of your platforming skills is more or less how the game's difficulty curve should be. I just don't enjoy going through it.
This strikes me as a wonderful opportunity to explore a little, get a little save your sanity type of preparation you can do, because Mario can enter into any level with any powers or upgrades that he got in items in his inventory from other levels, as long as he finishes those levels where he got them.
But that would mean that you have found the top secret area, Mr. Cloud, and not everyone finds the top secret area.
What are you talking about, the top secret area? Just go to level 1 and get.
No. You don't want to go to level 1 in order to get power-ups. If you're getting power-ups, you're gonna get up to level 2. And remember, we're in a castle. We can't bring Yoshi. Fuck this checkpoint.
Well, I mean, it kind of begs the question: why is the snake going into the pit?
No, well, the first time the snake went into the pit, it just killed you. This is actually the hardest part. This is actually the hardest part in the game for me. This whiz robe, because you have to keep this whiz robe alive in order to get through this, and yet.
All right, now he's got to break the correct blocks. Okay, now we can get through. You son of a bitch.
Yeah, fuck this.
Fuck
This Magikoopa, man. This Magikoopa is effectively the actual final boss in this game.
Fuck this Magikoopa. Fuck this Magikoopa.
He is allied with PlayStation.
PlayStation. You betrayed me.
I don't even remember if you can actually spin jump off of the spell that he casts. But yeah, because we spend a good portion of the level just waiting for the Magikoopa to do the spell in order to make forward progress, we're already almost out of time.
It's all right. Wait, the door's probably like right over here.
The door is thankfully right over here, and we got a level of power up. Hey, Larry.
All right, so this is the easy portion of the fight. It's just dunk Larry.
Wait for it, and go! Yay!
Easy peasy.
I mean, we still took 3 points of damage
than,
during it, but yeah.
Took us less than 20 seconds to finish that.
Fuck that
Mario
Magikoopa.
does not look satisfied, like, in any stretch of the imagination. I hear you say thank you, but the fuck you! I'm going to take
Mario
this castle and punt
Larry
it.
Koopa and his Magikoopa. All that is left is Bowser's castle, where Princess Toadstool is being held, and she can stay there. God damn it!
I've decided. I'm going to go home and jerk off.
All right, so you'll notice that that this level is specifically called Front Door. That is because if you go through the hidden exit in Valley of Bowser 1 and through Valley of Bowser's Fortress, you will actually get access to Bowser's back door, which will allow you to skip the number maze. I actually want to show off the number maze because although I'm not very good at it, I honestly think it's one of the more interesting parts of this particular part of the game. So.
Oh, I see that. I'm sorry. So I take it that the advantage of these colored switch activated blocks is they're blocking some of the Podoboos from coming up.
No, they're blocking the lava specifically.
5, 6, 7,
and 8. Yeah, there are a total of 8 doors. In order to progress, you have to go through one of the number 1 through 4 doors, and then one of the 5 through 8 doors. The checkpoint is somewhere. There is actually a checkpoint. I forget where it is. But I think the correct answer is supposed to be 3 and I think it's supposed to be 3 and 8. But I do want to show off a majority of the puzzle rooms because, yeah, each of the puzzle rooms has got each of the number rooms has got a different specific challenge in it, and the path that I end up taking for the final trip is actually I think it ends up being 2 and 7. I don't like this particular puzzle room because although it does successfully introduce us to the Magikoopas, it also is relatively difficult to navigate, specifically because of how the level environment is playing with our perceptions.
Right? Like, is there something behind it? Is there nothing behind it? We can't tell because the fucking tapestry's in the way.
Nah, but the torn tapestry specifically allow you to, navigate this this segment relatively easy. It's just slow.
Yes. See, Mecha Bowser. Where did Mecha Bowser? Oh, Mecha Bowser was the fake first boss of Paper Mario 1, okay, and then followed quickly by the Koopa Brothers.
Now, the reason why we keep going into 8 is because past Gerdat is misremembering how easy 8 actually is. Like the very first time that I actually cleared Super Mario World, I just used the number 8 door for it. So this is also past Gerdat doing some exploration into Bowser's castle. Now, this one I would not recommend doing. It actually is one of the shorter of the number mazes, but god damn it, it's this stressful to get through this.
Oh man, I'm just getting dizzy looking at this.
It does have a 1-up up there, though. I'm not entirely sure how one gets that 1-up, but it is up there.
There's one up near the ceiling, but there's vomit on my floor.
As annotation Gerdat mentions here, the easiest path is supposedly 2 and 5, but yes, I've always preferred 1 and 8. Come on. I prefer 8 because the charging chunks are actually relatively easy to deal with.
God,
See?
fucking jumping jacks.
Yeah, the charging chucks are relatively easy to deal with once you know how to bait them.
Oh boy.
This gimmick here is actually not that big of a problem. You get way more light than you think you do. And the ninjas, unless they're jumping, are not actually a threat. So.
Yes, the ninjas. These guys do not appear until the Crystal Palace, level 7 in Paper Mario.
Actually, ninjas are an enemy from a Mario 2, technically. So, here we are, Mr. Cloud. The final boss, Bowser and his clown car.
And we only have one hit.
That's fine. Bowser and the Koopa car is actually one. I wouldn't call it the easiest boss in the game, but I would call him one of the easiest Nintendo bosses that I've ever dealt with.
So we have to, we have to bop him on the head with the Mecha Bowsers.
Yeah. Well, Mecha Koopas. They're not Mecha Bowsers quite yet. There's the end of Phase 1.
Phase 2, go. Whoa. Oh boy.
Oh well.
Nah, looks like you have to do it all over again.
So yeah, the real issue with Bowser's Castle is specifically, well, you end up having to spend quite a bit of time just exploring the castle in preparation for the boss fight. And the boss fight is relatively lengthy, but it's not actually difficult. I'm just not good at it.
Some practice may be required.
Some practice.
You were supposed
I tried to
go
push
through
up
the
there.
door.
I seriously did, but I was not in the right spot. So
those doors are just conveniently wide enough to fit only Mario. But if you're not standing exactly between the left side of the door and the right side of the door, then you're not going to get to go through the door. I'm going to bink you little bastards into the grave.
Alright. So are we actually going to start showing off the other half of the castle, or are we still just trying to run through? Looks like we're still just trying to run through. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, you got your hearts... now the 8th door has become the most familiar pathway to Bowser.
Damn it,
Given
charging chunks.
We still have a lot to learn.
Well, not a lot to learn, just a lot to correctly react to.
Correctly react to.
Well, the reason why I like the wire mesh pathway so much during this playthrough is that aside from the Potaboos and how slow it is, there's like almost no risk in taking door number 2. It's actually really nice for me because it's like I don't know where the power-ups are. There are hidden mushroom blocks in Bowser's Castle some goddamn where, and if I could actually get... How the fuck did I both land there and die? Ugh. Anyway,
Just
if I could
remember,
actually get that cape feather, I could use the cape feather steroid to get me through the rest of the castle, almost without problems.
Chuck number 3 lands on the blue block. Chuck number 3 lands on the blue block. You must remember this in order to proceed.
Except
the game.
he doesn't always land on the blue block. He only lands on the blue block if he triggers before we see him.
This is one of 2 possibilities. How about we just wait until he lands?
Because then that can happen.
Penalty. No, you touched his shoulder annotations, Gerdat.
That's
you
the
can't
problem,
talk your
though.
way out of this one. You
if
walked
I'm,
into
if
him.
If I'm high enough in the air to touch his shoulders, then I should be able to bounce off of his head hitbox.
And Mario's too slippery.
Yeah, and I personally believe that Mario is too slippery in this game.
He's a plumber.
So
he should be somewhat slippery. Oh, dear Lord.
This is not actually as scary as it looks. It looks very scary, I will grant you that, but it's not as scary as it looks. As long as you're actually running at the start, you can make that trip.
And then that's it. The door is just right there.
Yeah, the door is right there.
Okay, so that's the one we should be going through, because literally all you have to do is just time the start of the walk.
Yeah. But since I did die there, I'm like, I don't want to do that one. Let's try this one instead. It's underwater and there's dry bones. No, this is bad. Bad, very bad. Not doing that one again. In the next episode, we will finish Super Mario World. Be safe, everybody.